I've done a couple of posts where y'all want me to talk about aliens, and I don't have like real detailed information about aliens. I was shown a couple of things when I was dead. I know that there's billions of different beings with souls like us in the universe, because we all go to the same place, and I was shown that. But things like the Atlanteans and the what we call the Lemurians, they aren't aliens. They were the beings of Earth in the previous cycle. Archaeologically, I think there's something up with the Sirius system, but I don't think it's the way Syrians are described in alien lore. Because archaeologically, they were semi-aquatic, no matter who it was, whether from the Dogon or the Anunnaki or to the Egyptians. I mean, we are the only primates born with blubber. As for like the Greys, something doesn't add up there. Structurally, their head should be supported by a wider neck because of the musculature, regardless of if you're in space. So, I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe those may be humanoid or droid type things. And I don't know how many of them are actually now just undercover government things. Seem to be more interdimensional. But I think the semi-aquatic, the original ones that came here from Sirius B, that's what I think is still here because of all the underwater UFOs that you hear about. And the fact that we know more about space than we do about the bottom of the oceans. That's my personal thought. There's one thought about aliens that I totally disagree with. Oh, next post. The one thing I don't understand is why people think that aliens want to come here and be friends. The ones that I think are still in the oceans, the Syrians, I don't think they're here by choice. Why would any alien come here and see what human beings are, what our propensities are, what we have done to the planet, and decide to be friends? No. Believe me, if they come here or they are here, they're not going to be nice to us. The remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu Reeves, if you haven't watched that, you need to watch that because that thing is accurate as fuck. And if there ever was an Armageddon or Apocalypse, whatever, that's going to be the situation. Watch. And don't even get me started on the moon. Y'all really out here? Made me talk about the moon at 2:16 in the morning. Okay. Imitation crab meat, by the way. Okay, so even without what we know today, scientifically, the odds that the moon is natural are like inconceivably trillions amounts of times to one. This is where my brain is going to sound like a conspiracy theorist. To have a satellite that's tidal locked at that distance, so that during an eclipse, it perfectly blots out the sun. It's just impossible. Now, I don't know how the moon got here, but it is not a naturally occurring object. Also, meteors they have a maximum depth on the moon, and you can't go any deeper. So, like, next post. So, by that I mean, okay, picture a bowling ball. And now picture 2 inches of cake icing all over the bowling ball. So when you hit the bowling ball with something, no matter how hard you hit it, it's the maximum impact it's going to make is only 2 inches. That's how the moon is. So clearly there's some sort of shell under the dirt and shit that you see on the moon. Next, it rings. So when one of the Apollo missions left, one of the parts, fell back and hit the moon, and it rang for hours. So therefore, it's hollow. Next, the surface of the moon has an enormous amount of what we call rare earth minerals that we use in technology. And nobody's up there getting it. And then after that, we have the fact that it's well known now that the astronauts said they were being monitored while they were on there. I mean, we have the records where they clearly said that they were being monitored from the other side of the crater that they were landed in. Next, there are some seriously questionable structures on the moon. Next, there are some extremely questionable structures on the dark side of the moon, which you can't see anymore because NASA, doctored up those photos after people started looking and pointing them out, as well as lights and geyser type looking things. Another thing is, it's only the side of the moon that we see that has the meteor impacts. The back side doesn't have them. So as in, it was traveling through space. And that's why the front has impacts and the back doesn't. And I think one of the most telling things is, when we started experimenting with off-world habitats, there's no reason to go to Mars to do that. You can do it right there on the moon. Why spend billions to set it up on Mars? Doesn't add up. So, do I know who's in the moon? No. I think the moon is a fucking Death Star that's going to be reactivated. No. I think it's most likely it was put there 2 or 3 cycles ago. And it serves more as like an outpost. You know how the military has like these outposts? Where there's just a few peeps that monitor the outpost just in case. And we've been knowing it's there. Or they're there. I don't know if y'all are aware of this or not, because y'all are young, most of the people that follow me. But Trump's Space Force is old news. We've had off-world troops, off-world military, since before Reagan. It's just Reagan is the one that, announced Star Wars or whatever the fuck. So I'm sure it has something to do with that. There's a really fucking good reason why we don't go back to the moon. Or any other country for that matter. And I'm tired now. Thank you for listening to my conspiracy TED Talk.